Here's a quick video on kettlebell racking. I'll explain how if you don't have a good rack, in particular the crunching rack, how it will affect your shoulders and the muscles in your back. So all the muscles in your back, your rectus spinae, the muscle group, keeps your spine upright. If you have a weight here and there's space here, then that weight goes through the shoulder and is on your back. So it's basically pulling forward because the weight is here. It's pulling forward. So your back needs to do a lot of work, all those muscles. If you have a crunching rack where your elbow is above your legs, then the weight is supported by your legs right here. So that weight is going down. Here, the weight is going forward. So, number one, your shoulders are going to do a lot of work here, because if it's disconnected here, there's shoulder flexion a little bit, and that will fatigue after a while. So especially if you need to rest or if you need to do jerks, if you're doing a lot of jerks. So it's not a bad thing if you're doing sets of 10 or 20. You know, that's a great thing because you're working your back, you're working your shoulders. That's a good thing for resistance training. But if you are working to get as many jerks in, for example, because you're doing endurance work like 5, 10, 30 minutes or an hour of jerks, then you want to be efficient and you want to take away that extra work that needs to be done. So again, I'll clean a bell. If the weight is here, right now I have shoulder flexion to keep that elbow up a bit, and the weight comes through my shoulder, is on the back. Not a bad thing, again, if you're training for resistance and you're doing 10, 20 reps. But if you need to do a lot of reps, put that weight above your leg. Here's what that looks like. Now for females, you can come out more and you can bring that handle out a bit. That's fine. So right here, the cradle rack. But if you can, good insert and bring it closer to the middle of your chest. Then pull the elbow down, push your hips forward, pull the top of your pelvis back, so that's hip hyperextension. Pull it back, pull the elbow down into your ilium, the top of your pelvis, the top of your hips, right here. Now it's just resting right here. Then if I jerk and I push that weight up, the weight comes through the legs, through the hip, through the elbow, through the forearm, into the weight. If I have it here, the power goes through the hips, your thoracic spine, your whole spine, up to the shoulder, and then even down again, and then back up. So you got to use a lot more energy and a lot more muscles. So a good way to look at this without weight is right here. Now my hips are extended hips. Now I'm going past the point where they normally are, and it's only a little bit of range that you get usually. So you got to be flexible at the front. I squeeze my glutes to pull the top of the pelvis back. That brings me here. Then the top of my femur comes forward as well, right here. So I'm not going to stay above the ankles here. I'm going to bring this forward a bit, this top here. That's now above my toes almost. It's not going to be the same for everybody. So number 1, hip hyperextension. Number 2, push the top of your femur forward. My knees are still straight. If I don't have that flexibility, I can bend my knees slightly to get that range, but it's better that you don't, to not fatigue the quads. So here we go again, hips, top of the femur. Now I'm here, I'm gonna crunch. So a good exercise to do to get this flexibility here is crunches. I crunch, I pull the top of my, I pull my elbow towards my ilium. I pull it down, using your lats down and your chest in. So it doesn't need to be too tight, but it's got to be enough to make that connection. So first, do this with just body weight. All these movements, work on that. So great exercises are the sprawl, also known as upward dog, downward dog, upward dog. That's all good to work that. And you got your crunch on the ground to work your thoracic spine. So one more time. Good hand insert. Here is a straight rack. This is great for resistance work if you want to work the back and you want to work the shoulders. So if you're doing lots of jerks, crunch, rack, right here. Pull it down, straight into racking position. Those are just some tips to find a good crunching rack. So have a go at that. Let me know how you go. See you later.